You know that feeling, right? When you're just looking at the world, maybe staring up at the sky or at something totally ordinary, and you just wonder, how does that work? Well, that little spark of curiosity, it's universal. And today we're going to dive into the amazing system humanity built to chase down the answers. It all starts with those big, simple questions we've all asked. Like, why is the sky blue? Why not, I don't know, green or purple? Or how about this one? How does a tiny little seed, something that looks like a pebble, have everything it needs inside to become a giant living tree? What's going on there? And maybe the biggest one of all, why do things always fall down? What's that all about? Well, believe it or not, there's a single thread that connects the answers to all of these questions. And that thread is science. But here's the thing we gotta get straight. Science isn't just a class you took in high school. It's not a bunch of facts to memorize for a test. It's a mindset. It's a powerful way of thinking, a method for systematically figuring out how the world really ticks. At its core, science is all about being systematic. It's the total opposite of just guessing. It's built on a few key ideas, carefully observing what's happening, testing our ideas with real experiments, and then using logical thinking to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. So, okay, we know it's a systematic process, but what does that actually look like? How do we go from just wondering about something to finding a reliable answer we can trust? Well, the engine that drives that whole journey is something called the scientific method. And this is what makes science so incredibly powerful. It's a really logical flow. It all starts when you just observe something interesting. That observation makes you ask a question. Then you come up with a possible explanation. That's your hypothesis. But here's the crucial part. You don't just stop there. You have to test it over and over with experiments. That's how we know our conclusions are based on actual evidence, not just what we hope is true. All right, so let's zoom out a bit. This amazing method isn't just for one thing. It's like a universal toolkit that we can apply to a huge map of knowledge. And to keep it all organized, science is broken up into different branches, each tackling its own piece of the giant puzzle of reality. So you've got physics, which asks the really big questions about what the universe is made of. Then there's chemistry, which is all about how those basic building blocks mix together and change. Biology, of course, explores the incredible complexity of all living things. And Earth and space science zooms way out to look at our planet and our place in the cosmos. Each one is a different lens, but together they give us a pretty amazing picture of the world. Okay, so we have all these big, grand ideas, but what does any of this have to do with you right now in your daily life? Well, it turns out pretty much everything. Science isn't just out there in labs in space, it's right here, all around you. I mean, just stop and think about your day. The medicine that keeps us healthy, the electricity powering this very moment, the smartphone that's probably in your hand, the car or bus you take to get around, the internet connecting us all. Every single one of those things is a direct result of scientific discovery. They're basically modern miracles. And, it goes even deeper than gadgets. Science is way more fundamental. Every time you cook a meal, you're basically a chemist creating chemical reactions. Every single breath you take is a masterpiece of biology. And every step you take is a perfect little demonstration of the laws of physics. Science isn't just something we use, it's part of who we are. But maybe the most important thing science gives us isn't a piece of technology at all. It's a way of thinking. It teaches us to look for evidence instead of just making guesses. It pushes us to accept facts based on proof, not just on someone's opinion. It empowers us to ask that really important question. Hey, how do you know that's true? And that leads us to what is, I think, the most beautiful part of this whole thing. Science isn't some old book of answers that's already finished. It's a living, breathing process. It's a journey of discovery that, by its very nature, never ever ends.
And that's why it's so incredibly important. That constant search for answers is our best tool for understanding the universe, for tackling huge challenges like disease and climate change, and for just genuinely making life better for everyone. It's the engine of human progress, plain and simple.
It all comes down to this really powerful idea. In science, getting an answer is not the finish line. Nope. Every single discovery just opens up a whole new world of even more interesting questions to ask. The end of one journey is just the beginning of the next one. So here's my challenge to you. As you go about your day, just carry that spirit with you. Look around, notice things, ask why. Because this incredible journey of discovery doesn't just belong to scientists and labs, it belongs to anyone who's curious. After all, every single bit of human knowledge started with one simple thing, a question.